Due to the high level of inflation and high interest rates, a lot of people are spending less money because they are actually running out of money. Welcome to another segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. Welcome to the fountain of financial analysis and academic prowess. Today, we'll be talking about something dynamic, something interesting, something beautiful, just like I've always done. And today, we'll be talking about people running out of money in our economic system. You will agree with me that there is actually a high level of inflation in Nigeria that is actually characterized by a higher interest rate. And because of this, a lot of household complaints are finding it very difficult to survive in this economic olubalu. Income is not growing faster or going faster enough to catch up with this level of inflation. In fact, as of today, inflation is about 34% in this country. What does that signify? It means a higher interest rate, higher cost of living, higher standard of living for those that are actually engaged or involved or have what I call a financial education. Inflation can actually be a blessing and it can actually be what a cost as well. It can be a blessing for those that have financial education because they actually understand the dynamics of the economic system. But on the other hand, for those that does not have financial education, it is a big problem. Now, one of the problems that this inflationary trend and higher interest rate is causing is that it is making people to run out of money. The reason is because the income is not going faster enough to catch up with inflation. What do I mean by the income is not going faster enough? That is, the amount of money that is accruable to people at the end of the month or after rendering a service to someone or a corporate organization and they are being paid does not commensurate or does not level up with the level of inflation. In other words, income is lesser and the inflation and interest rate is also higher. Now, in Nigeria also, the interest rate is about 24%. I can remember some time ago that I went to a bank to actually ask for money that I needed a loan, and the lady in question told me it was about 23%, and I calculated it. I decided I don't need the money. Now, imagine now in this present economic scenario, you are going to bank to actually ask for money for a loan, you are going to be paying 24% and above as an interest rate for the money you are collecting. That does not what augur well for such a country. Today, there is a higher cost of what of inflation that has necessitated higher cost of what of living. So in the country now, people are spending more because inflation stands at what about 34%. This is not good for the economy. As a result of this, a lot of people are very poor today, most especially those that are on the lower level that might not be able to measure up with this high cost of inflation and what an higher interest rate. So it is not good. Fortunately, also, for those bigger boys, a lot of people are also able to afford luxurious things in the face of this economy. You ask yourself, despite the fact that the economy is what is in shambles, the economy is not good enough, people are groaning, they are mourning under this economic system, but yet the economic system seems to favor some classes of people. Now, who are the people that this economic system actually favors? You know, if you actually have financial education, you will realize that in this level of inflation, those that are actually investors and those that are entrepreneurs are gaining more in this economic system because it is a consuming economy where people will have always have to buy every time. Whether there's a high cost of living or not, people will have to feed. Whether there's a high cost of living or not, people will have to clothe themselves. Whether there's a high cost of living or not, people will still demand for shelter. So those that are actually smiling to the banks today are actually those that have financial education, the investors, and the what? And the entrepreneurs. Now, I said now that a lot of people, that belongs to the middle class, some of them are actually affording these luxurious things that they needed in their life, despite the shamble that characterize the state of the economy. People are able to afford these luxurious things because they are able to dig into what? Into credit card debt to fund their lifestyle. So if you actually belong to the category of people that are using their credit card and debt and all sort of things to fund their lifestyle, then this is not good enough for you because you don't have financial education, because you are not what? An investor or an entrepreneur. In other words, you belong to the what? To the class of what? Of those that are consuming, not a productive class. Now, as a result of this, biting level of inflation and higher interest rate, people are also withdrawing their purchasing power. We discovered that over time, due to certain, due as a result of the statistical record released so far, you will discover that an average household, is reducing its purchasing power. Why is it reducing its purchasing power? Is reducing its purchasing power because goods and services are very, very expensive. So, in a period of inflation, people are more likely to spend lesser money as against when the economy is what is very, very stable. So, people are now digging into their savings to maintain and fund their lifestyle as a result of this unpalatable economic scenario. So they are what? They are cutting on their lifestyle. They are also what? Cutting into their savings, into credit cards and other credit facilities to what? To fund their lifestyle. In other words, this is a double blow in this economic situation called inflation. However, the moment people spend money, the more money they make for other people. Like I said earlier that in this economic system, if you actually an entrepreneur or you're an investor or a co-owner of a company where you have a share, then this economic system is what is good for you because at the end of the day, you have something as a leverage in case anything actually happen. So in this economic system that is actually inflation, those that will gain more are those that are what are actual investors and those that are entrepreneurs or business owners. And when I say investors, that is people that have shares or they are co-owners of the company. Once the company makes a profit, they are also part and parcel of those that will share the profit made by the company. So you can realize now that no matter the level of what of how the economic situation is, people will always want to buy and consume. And when they consume, some classes of people or some group of people are smiling to the banks at the end of the day because they are making more money. And that is why in this level of inflation, it is very crucial, it is obligatory, it is mandatory that you invest your money. You invest your money because at the end of the day, you get something in return back for yourself. So people have been subsidizing their spending through savings, through debt, through credit card, through buy now and pay later, and what I call a easy buy. So if you see that people in this economic system that everybody is complaining and it's called out that some people are living a luxurious life, it should not be a surprise to because why? Such people are funding their lifestyle through savings. Some of them are dipping into their savings to survive, and some of them are engrossed or swimming in the tsunami of debt, and some of them are also engaged in credit card debt, and some do what I call buy now and pay later, or some do what I call a easy buy. Now you ask yourself, who are the people behind all these things that I mentioned? They are actually what? Entrepreneurs, business owners. You take money from them, they charge you what I call interest. So they are smiling to the banks, including the co-owners of the business, who are the what? The investors. Do you get it now? Now, in this economic situation, you discover that spending is what is slowing down than expected. People are not spending more money like they used to do because the interest rate is what is very, very high. But on the other hand, people are financing their luxurious lifestyle through these other mediums I've actually mentioned. There are a lot of what of debt outside. People are owing debt outside. That is why all that glitters is not gold. If you see someone wearing a luxurious, living a luxurious life, living large today, if he's not an investor, then he's digging into his saving, into credit card, into buy now and pay later, and what an easy buy and other credit facilities. Don't be surprised because that is how the economic system is what is actually being programmed under what I call capitalism. So despite the fact that the economy is what is actually slowing down, the interest rate is high, and there's a high level of inflation in the country, some people are still funding their lifestyle. And how are they funding their lifestyle? Through credit card, easy buy, buy now and pay later, and other credit facilities. So there are a lot of debt outside, so it should not be a surprise to you. So our economic system runs on what? On spending. It runs on spending. Not only the Nigerian economic system, every economic system in the world runs on what we call spending. I have never seen any economic system in the world that does not run on what? On spending, people consuming. So no matter how the level of what of inflation is, people will always spend. So the more debt people pay, the less amount of money they will spend. So irrespective of the fact that there's a high level of inflation in the country and people are spending money, the variances or the differences between the amount of money they spend might actually differ. It might be higher, it might be lesser. If the interest rate is what is lesser, people will spend more money and buy more and engage more in debt. But if the interest rate is what is higher, people will spend less, but people will still spend their money. This will slow down the economic system when people are not spending more money. So when people spend lesser amount of money in the economic system, it will slow down the economic system, except the government have to come in to stimulate the economy by cutting down the interest rate. And that is why today a lot of investors, they are looking up, studying the economic system. That is how they study the economic system to know when to actually invest their money and what to withdraw their investment in the economic system. So if you are in this economic system and you know the trends and the dynamics of the economic system through your level of what? Of financial education, you will understand more better how the economic system is what is actually working. You see, if you don't have financial education, you'll be screaming, you'll be shouting, you'll be cursing, you'll be disoriented, you'll be disorganized because of what? Because of the level of inflation in the country and the level of what? Of the high interest rate in the country, which is not favorable to those that do not have financial education. Capitalism is about financial education. It's about understanding the dynamics of the economic system. If you do not understand the dynamics of the economic system and how the economic system operates, you are or may not make more money in this economic system. So when you understand the dynamics of the economic system and how capitalism actually operates, and this is based on the fact that you have financial education, you will know where to put your resources and your money into and make more money for yourself. So because of the slow level of the economic system, based on the fact that the people's purchasing power is very, very low, based or characterized by inflation and higher interest rate, you will discover that the government may have to step in by reducing or cutting down on the interest rates. Now, for a smart financial investor, you will understand that you need to protect yourself from the effects of the inflation, higher interest rate. So you will discover that in this financial system or in this financial economic ulubalo, those that have financial education will understand that they need to protect themselves from the effect of the inflation and also be prepared for this level of what of inflation. I could remember sometime ago in February or March, I did a video that I made a forecast on what is going to be the effect of what of Nigeria's level of inflation in the next few months, and I predicted that people should be prepared for the worst. At that point in time, I was sounding like a pessimist, like an antagonist, like someone that doesn't want something good for the country. But look at it where we are today. I actually forecasted that. And in my analysis at that time, I mentioned that the level, the rate at which the Nigerian Customs Service was charging well, the goods that comes into Nigeria was about 900 and something naira at that time. Increased to 1,400 and something, I think 1,449 naira. And I said people should be prepared because those that are actually what? Importers into this country that are importing goods and services into Nigeria, we have to pay more to bring in the goods, and they have to source for more dollars to be able to fund those goods that they are going to bring into the country. And this does not all go well for the state of the economy, because for the importer that is bringing those goods into the country, it will have to pay more. And when it pays more, who is going to bear the brunt? The consumers at the end will bear the brunt of what? Of the high cost of what? Of importation of goods and services into Nigeria. So financial education will put you in a position to understand the dynamics and also to prepare yourself for what is coming ahead. And how do you prepare yourself? By being what? An investor. When you invest in this economic system, irrespective of the higher rate of what? Of interest and the state of what? Of inflation, you will always smile to the bank, because when you invest, you are definitely going to make more profit in this period of a time. So despite the fact that people are what? Are shouting, they are complaining all over the whole place, the investors are not complaining. Because why? They are making more money, they are making more benjamins, they are making more dollars, they are making more pounds at the end of the day. Why those that doesn't have financial education are the ones suffering at the end of the day. So financial education will put you in a position to on where you can actually invest your money and make more returns for yourself. Then you can also be able to dissect the state of the economy or the financial trends or how the dynamics of the economic system actually works. So if you don't have financial education in this capitalist system that we're in now, please go and get financial education. Interest rate in Nigeria now is favoring the investors. Interest rate in Nigeria now is favoring those that have what we call a business, or those that are business owners or entrepreneurs. So if you are not an investor, if you are not an entrepreneur or a business owner, this economic system may not actually favor you. But if you are actually invested your money, then this is the time you are going to make more money for yourself. So financial education is very, very, very important. Inflation at the end of the day may not be good for the majority of the people, but for the minority that constitute what the half, it will always and always favor them. So the time now to invest is now. Invest your money, invest now to make more money in this level of inflation, because people will always consume, and when they consume, the profit is shared between the investors and the entrepreneurs. So if you invest your money in stock, if you invest your money in Dow Jones, if you invest your money in Nasdaq, if you invest your money in other forms of mutual funds or ALA or any other dollar funds or euro bonds or anything, you are going to definitely make money at the end of the day. A word is enough for the wise. A word is enough for the wise. Success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan. Take this word of advice and invest today and start making money for yourself. On this note, I'm going to end my lecture. If you have not subscribed, go and subscribe now. My name is David Oni, and my YouTube channel is David Oni Wiz. And we have a logo. We have what we call a great mindset. We are the great mindset. We are those that would actually know on how the economic system actually operates. You can learn from us, and we can also learn from you. But please subscribe to my channel, so that whenever I upload any video, you are going to be one of the first persons to be notified about such videos, and you can be able to watch it while it is still very, very, very fresh. Go and watch my videos there. There are over 400 and something videos that I've actually done so far on what? On government, political science, and, what? And financial analysis. Till we meet next time, thank you all and God bless you. To our returning subscriber, let me say a very big thank you. I really love you guys. I love you all. Thank you and God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. Bye bye.